Hi, glad you're here. Wanted to talk to you today about 4 big things that are happening with NSA Michigan. The first is our current state. As the year comes to a close, I think it's a good time to sit back and reflect and make some decisions together as a group as to how we want this thing to go further. Now, as it currently stands, COVID is ending and things are opening back up. And we need to think about meeting in person again. Now, the baseline information is that COVID injured all of NSA. All chapters across the country are roughly having the same impact to their chapters as what I'm going to tell you today. So this is why this is not a sky is falling report. We're not different than what other people are experiencing. We just need to talk about how we want to communicate and talk with our communities and decide how we as members of NSA Michigan want to respond to rebuilding the membership and rebuilding the association in the sense that we had prior to COVID. Now, as it currently stands, we have about 50 members. And throughout the last year, in our shift to being online and having things be more virtual, for a couple of reasons. One was COVID and the inability for us as a planning group and as a board to know what was specifically going to happen with colleges and having a predictable place. We kept things online. And the online attendance averaged about 15 people per event. So we want to provide events that people want to come to and they get value from. But we believe that people will get more value out of meeting in person than they did online. That said, we still plan to deliver the meetings in a hybrid way. That is, it may be not facilitated, but you will have access online so that if you can't make the drive to be in person, you'll still have that ability. The other item associated with leadership is that from Christmas till now, when we were looking for nominations or people interested in stepping in to be part of the board, we've had 0 nominations and 0 hands put up. And at the current moment, we only have 3 members to move forward to next year. And as president, I'm simply not comfortable moving forward with that number. One, because it puts too much effort in the hands of 3 people, and it creates too many single points of failure in the work. There's no backup system. So if something happens, somebody gets sick, balls get dropped, and members do not get the experiences that they ought to get. So what I would like to have you seriously consider is putting your hand up to be part of board membership. Now, I've put my hand up to remain on as president and serve another term in order to help rebuild the membership and hopefully at the end of next year be in a very different place in terms of membership numbers, programming, the location, and being back in person. But as of right now, we really need 4 or 5 more people to put their hand up to say, yes, I can take care of programming. Yes, I can help with marketing. Yes, I'm willing to be a standing member. Yes, I'd be willing to take on the role of president-elect and go through a year of looking at how to run the association and take on the presidency for next year. So I'd really encourage you to think about how you might participate, because as and coming up to the end of the financial year, I'm simply not comfortable continuing as president with only 3 people and the amount of work that might entail. And I could not promise that we could deliver to you, the members, the experience that you deserve with a limited number of people to do all the work. So that's the hard stuff, and we need to talk more about it. And there's some opportunity in there, and I'd love to hear your thinking and ideas about it as well. The fun stuff is that, as I mentioned, we are going to be meeting in person. So you'll get an email very soon about a special opportunity with our very own Mimi Brown. Now, some of you may already know this, but Mimi has been chosen to present on the main stage at Influence 2022. And she wants to give us a preview of her content. So we have located a free place near where we were meeting at the Vista Tech Center. And we'll be sending out that location and the name and everything to you in the email. But that is going to be a special chapter meeting, and it's going to be held towards the end of June, and it's going to count as our July chapter meeting. One, because that was when Mimi was available, and two, we wanted to have it before Influence, so we had a bit of a preview, and three, our normal chapter meeting date that would have been in July is overlapped with Influence 2022. So we, for a couple of different reasons, moved the date forward, but it allows all of us to have this opportunity to see Mimi present her content before anybody else gets to see it. So look for that email, sign up for that opportunity. And then finally, I want to talk to you about the opportunity that we're seeing. I've been in conversations with a few people who have, quote, made it in the industry. And they're kind of $25,000 a speech speakers and up. And what they've told me is that they're starting to find that the speaking world's not only opening up, but it's a little bit easier than it was prior to COVID. One, that many people who maybe had weak business fundamentals or were just kind of getting started, well, the 2 years have forced them into different directions, where people who were maybe more settled in their businesses and had a more solid foundation have been able to make it through COVID. And so if you are still alive and have some momentum in your business, now is the time to begin meeting in person, begin learning from peers, begin taking advantage of some of the opportunities to get around people who are about to explode in the last half of this year. So I encourage you to look for the email about Mimi's preview. I encourage you to reach out to me to talk about board participation, if that's something that can fit into your model and your schedule. And I encourage you to join in further conversations about what we as a collective want NSA Michigan to be, both for us and for those new people we want to invite in to our community. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye now.